nervous this time. I'm never nervous. I don't know if it's the group of people I'm speaking with, but without the New Beginnings Board, I probably would not be able to get through a lot of the things that I've done over the years. And then supplementing and adding in TLC has helped me to just go beyond where I've ever thought. So I want to thank those two groups of people. Most importantly, my loved ones, my family, my wife, my beautiful wife, my two children, and my pets. I just got another dog. We lost one in January, and we got another one, so I want to thank them. But with your permission, I'd like to turn my back on you and talk to the wall. There was an individual who I met many years ago, and the first time I met you, you were talking to the wall. What the hell were you doing talking to the wall? Thought you were nuts. Didn't understand what was going on, and you just stood there for the whole 20 minutes and talked to the wall. My realization, truth is truth. No matter what the truth was, and Ernie, you taught that to me. And I want to say thank you, because you didn't care who was listening, you didn't care who was there, you didn't care what was going on. All you cared was that the truth was out there, and that you affected so many lives, thousands and tens of thousands, not by your own hands, but the people you referred to school. You saved a lot of starfish. And, you know, the question I always ask people is, are you willing to dance when no one is looking? Are you willing to tell the truth like no one is looking? I learned that from you, and I wanted to say thank you. So that was how many years ago? I don't remember how many years ago it was when that happened. It must have been about 20 or so years ago. And I can remember coming here, falling off track, coming back. And then I was moved today because I had something that I was going to talk about that sort of, it upsets me and went with everything that people were talking about. But then I heard Sam speak. I heard Pam speak, and I thank you guys, because you guys really moved me to share something that, if it's okay with you, I'd like to share. Is that all right? Okay, all right. So it's a story about a young girl who goes to a party, and Sam, the reason it came up in my mind was Sam was talking about vaping, and goes to a party, and she gets a call. Her boyfriend calls the parents and says, you know, the child, you know, the girl is throwing up. She's passed out in bed. She has a lot of pain, and she's at this party with friends, you know, and the boyfriend was concerned. Okay, so he calls. I come to find out in this story that the parents went there with concern, with concern. Obviously, does anybody have teenage kids or has gone through the teenage years, you know? And, you know, there's, you know, you hear these stories and it feels like someone is just like sticking their fingers down your throat and you're just like, oh my God, I can relate, okay? So the parents get there. The girl is curled up in a ball on the couch, and there's a whole group of teenage kids there, you know? The mom is not there. The mom is not there, trusts her daughter not to have any drinking or anything in the house. And, okay, so there's no drinking in the house. The kid is usually a good kid. The mom is a nurse, and she was coming home at 10 o'clock, and that's sort of when the parents got there. And so the nurse is, you know, checking the kid. The parents are like, oh, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. And then the parents take the kid. They leave, and they're driving. So they're trying to be there for the young girl, okay? They're asking her questions in the car. The mother is very, very anxious, very, you know, like, you know, in her face, like, what did you do? What's going on? You know, but it's out of concern and love, like any parent would do, yes? I mean, would any of you, you just, the father is talking to them, her sister is there, and finally gets out of this young girl that she did a dab pen. Does anybody know what a dab pen is? Who doesn't know what a dab pen is? Raise your hand, okay. Who knows what it is? Okay, so some of you know what it is. Basically, it's like a vape pen. It's like a vape pen, and what they do is they take concentrated THC and they inhale it, and it's concentrated, very highly inhaled. They can also put ecstasy in it. They can also put any type of drug you really want. It's just another form of being able to inhale something, right? So they find out that this girl has this going on, and she's basically, curled up in pain, her stomach is pain, goes to the hospital. The hospital says, the emergency room. They find out the parent, while the mom is at the hospital, the father goes back to the party, walks in, sees the mom, and talks to the mom, and says, "You need to find out what was in the dab pen. What are you talking about? She was here at this house, and there was a dab pen, and she took the hit off of it." Okay, little girl, she's only about 100 pounds, okay? And it really affected her. I need to know what's in that pen. Do you hear the transition there? I need to know. It was me, okay? I sit back and I say, what do I do? Pam, you brought this up. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Put the fear of God in my eyes, because there's my daughter lying there, and I'm thinking, so we found out what was in there. And then when they were at the hospital, they were saying it was okay, she has to go home, she'll feel hungover type thing. But at that moment, I realized it didn't matter what she took. It didn't matter what was going on before then. All that mattered was that present moment. All that mattered was, why did you do this? But all the thoughts in my head, I'm like, she's a good kid. They're really, I don't think I did anything wrong. As a parent, have you ever thought, you say to yourself, did I do something wrong? Did I not teach them? I was sitting there and I was like, this is not what I was going to talk about today. But you moved me to talk about it, because when I'm here, I'm in family and I'm home. And I felt like I was like, I'm questioning my parenthood, and what I'm doing, and it's hard. Then I realized the best thing that I could do was just be there for her. She is an amazing, amazing individual. She trains dogs. She's trained both of our dogs. She's training our new dog. She's about 20 months old. She's a little crazy little dog, but we love her dearly. And when she has that focus with the dogs, she's a different person. And I just want to help her find her path, but I can't tell her where to go. I have to let her experience it. And by hearing these stories today, okay, I was realized that, you know what, maybe I was pushing too hard. Or maybe I was not. I don't know. But it's not for me to figure out. It's for me to just be there. Okay, and I have to sit for myself with forgiveness in my heart. Because the thing that comes about my mom too, is now in remission from cancer. She had treatment in November. She had her last treatment, and my mom doesn't speak to me. She says that I scream and yell at her and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, Mom, and I sit there and I'm like, okay, but it's not about them. It's about me. Because if I don't forgive them, if you don't learn how to forgive people in your heart, that's a personal thing. That's a personal thing. Because you can be angry, we can be fighting, and I don't disagree with what some of the people, we need to be able to stand strong. But you have to be strong in yourself. You have to be able to say to yourself, who is it? Because when you forgive somebody, is it for that person? or is it for yourself? Right? Who says it's for themselves? Yeah, right? Okay. That has to be what we need to be doing, because maybe those people from the other side are not the forgiving type, okay? But what you are putting forth to those people is personal to you, okay? It's not personal to them. It's not personal to them. What they say to you is not personal to you. It's personal to them. It's coming from their hearts and where they're going. And if you are consistently in a battle, in a fight, and you're not in a state of love and appreciation and forgiveness and doing these things, you're constantly going to have a battle. You're constantly going to fight. I agree with Sam, okay? He said, we need to be strong for ourselves because we need to, that is the way we fight. Because if we have our forgiveness, our love, our care, guess what? It's going to overwhelm them. Okay? There are a lot more good things going on in the world than there are bad things, but all we focus on is the bad. Okay? You get one bad Google review and everybody focuses on that instead of the 99 good ones. You see 99 people in a day instead of the 100, and you're like, why did that one person come in? What is wrong with that picture? There's something wrong with that. And it's important to understand. I can't tell you how much every time I come, it's like a new revelation for me here. A good friend of mine, and I'll go a little bit into this story. A good friend of mine graduated, went to life. We graduated. He graduated a year earlier than I did. Really philosophical dude. I mean, and we all have a philosophy, but I mean, like hole-in-one, HIO, upper cervical guy, helped my wife regain her life by not having epileptic seizures anymore. I mean, changed her life, okay? Went back to where he was born, and I'm not going to say his name or anything because that's not important. And we always used to talk about opening up a school, okay, and doing something for people. Well, he's accomplished that in the country where he went back to. It's a master's program in one of the local universities. The problem I have, and this is my personal take on it, is that he had to make a lot of concessions because he worked through the European Union and the WFC, and everybody knows what the WFC's take on chiropractic is, yes or no? Who knows what their take is? Like, they don't want subluxation in our verbiage. They don't, they don't want us adjusting children. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. They don't say it outright, but it's known. It's known. And I'm not judging them by any standpoint. I, believe it or not, forgive them too. Because you know what? In my heart, I have to forgive them because somewhere along the line, we may have failed those people in understanding what we truly do as chiropractic. And we have to look at ourselves for that. So he went there, but he accomplished his goal. The thing is, he went and he did. So I give him a lot of credit because not a lot of people can do that. Okay, he went, but I'm just worried, how many concessions do you give? How many things are you, like someone was talking about with the insurance, I think it was Jim was talking about with the insurance, oh yeah, we can get 18, oh no, it was oh my God. Big dude in the back, what's his? Sinagua, Ronnie. Ronnie said $18 for an adjustment, It's not about the money. It really is not. It's about the principle, okay? Because we have such a strong principle of things that we do, okay? Not principle to chiropractic, but principle in our hearts. Because when we serve, we do these things from a point where it has to be from that point. And, I always talk about how it's personal, but think about the things that are happening here. There are schools being opened by like some, they're grabbing people and opening them up in colleges that have no idea what chiropractic is. Cool. You know, the chiropractors that have never been in practice are going to these schools and teaching kids how to be successful. I mean, we need more people like you guys going to the schools, teaching the kids, teaching them here, but also letting them understand that they can have success. You know, give back to the schools, give back. I mean, get engaged, do something. Because if you're sitting on your, you have to do something, because it's, you know, the question is, what are you gonna do? It doesn't matter about Republican, Democrat, black, white, Asian. It doesn't, it's a humanity. We have a gift that we were given for humanity, okay? It does not matter where you go. It does not matter where you are. We are in service to humanity, okay? So get out of your own head, okay? Forgive them for their trespasses, and understanding that they are people just as you are. They just might not have the knowledge, or they might not have it in their hearts yet to understand. It's our job. It's you. You got to look at yourself. Those are the big things that I look at. So you decide. I'm going to ask you right before I finish to just take your hand, put it on your heart, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Feel your heart. Think of those individuals that have wronged you. Think of those people that you feel that are against you, and forgive them with your heart. In your forgiveness, your physiology will change. Your heart will change, and who knows, maybe you'll affect what they do. Thank you. Open your eyes. Go out, please. I'm asking, we need more people acting, and there's things that you can do, okay? You can bring someone here the next time you're here. I try to get everybody here, but you know, sometimes it's like pulling teeth, but bring them, ask them. If you don't open up your mouth, you gotta ask them to be here, because we need more people in this room, okay? Come to a TLC event. We have one next weekend, you know. It's the big event that they do. I was talking with someone earlier, they said they really like the one in September that we do. I mean, it's just come hang out. Find out what the community is about, okay? Refer people to schools. We need more people in good schools, in schools that are coming out, because if we don't churn out kids and people, I shouldn't say kids, but you know, if we don't churn out people that are willing to keep what we love, okay, what we do, okay, out there, it's going to disappear. And really, guys, don't go at it with anger and disgust. Forgive yourselves first. Forgive them, and let that drive the passion for what you have. Because every single time you work with a patient, don't get mad at them for not coming in on time or missing an appointment. Embrace them, forgive them, and say, hey, really concerned about you. Let's get you rescheduled, make sure that we're keeping up with things. Come from a different place. Go out and do stuff. Make sure you fill your hearts, and we go from there. Thank you very, very much.
We go drink drinks and take shots until we fall.
Sam Ayan, the man.